I'm gonna boil you up. I see your greenhorn. Feel me. I think the rumors are true. Lucky I found you first. I have you now. There's no escape. Let's get to it. Meal ticket. I was promised rich pickings. How do you fools make a living? You choose death then. Now you die a victim. You fight well. This can't be happening. You scratch my paint. I've had worse beatings. And it's you, Commander. Look at all that tasty cargo. I've come along with the what's in your holes. And don't try to run. You're making a big mistake. But I have you now. And I was promised rich pickings. How do you fools make a living? You choose death then. Now you die a victim. Fight well. This can't be happening. You scratch my paint. I've had worse beatings. This is right. The hunter isn't supposed to become the hunted. I'm gonna boil you up. 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 Greenhorn. hauling steel most every night. I can't find those composites, it's driving me so wild. Hauling steel with all my might. Just tell my next of kin I lost my way while I was trailblazing. Now there's a station to my left, there's a racing track below me now without a turn to going round and round. Yeah, there's a burning in my eyes. Maybe I should sleep, but I just need one more run, just one more run tonight. One more run tonight. Hauling steel, it feels so light. Give me your composites or you will surely die. Hauling steel right through the night. Just tell my next of kin I lost my way while I was trailblazing. All I wanna do is pick up a load, press SCO, take it home, and do it all again. That's all. Fill my hose, fill it full. Yeah, take my shields, squeeze it in. I just wanna play, so I could build an office if I never left. This damn hoax I set up is glued to me, and yes, I need a bio break, but I just can't stand up. Who needs that dignity when I can have a station of my own? One last time, hauling steel most every night. I can't find those composites, it's driving me so wild. Hauling steel with all my might. Just tell my next of kin I lost my way while I was trailblazing. Now there's a station to my left, there's a racing track below me now without a turn to going round and round. Yeah, there's a burning in my eyes. Maybe I should sleep, but I just need one more run, just one more run tonight. One more run tonight. Boom, 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 doo-doo-doo-doo. Boom, ba-ba-da-da-ba-ba-da-da-ba-ba-da. Boom, 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 ba-doo-doo-doo. La-da-ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
they've left behind, causing clouds and budding towns. Coriolis is an outpost, custom burning with green flame. Daddy Saffron is to blame, with his ideas so harebrained. Turn those dark arts into danger, daffodils right at our door without a care. But our ex-pilot showed them it's the end of the war. No more corrosive coast war, causing cabbages or pesky panties. Trying to wreck your day, yes, it's the end of the war. My violence can take no more. I'm a billionaire who has no cares. Why should I keep my AX spares? Oh, what a lovely sight to see. The lost Titan smithereens, Earth lies stained below, what a shit show. At least there's more Earth-likes we know. Humanity is saved. AX pilot so brave. Dug so deep for oh so long. Drove the metal and we all thought to said so. Then we really kicked their asses. It's the end of the war. No more corrosive coleslaw. Constant cabbages or pesky pansies. Trying to wreck your day. Yes, it's the end of the war. Terror tulips close the door. Spiteful spinach, murder flowers. All that burn goes on for hours. Hollow squares are all around me. Hydras roar against our fury. Guardian weapons firing madly. So could not be taken lightly. 10,000 strong we fight on. Oh, it's the end of the war. Laser lilies are no more. Toxic trippids, sour salads, really trying to wreck that day. Yes, it's the end of the war. Terror turnips, weeds of woe. Hero pines, it's time to go. Danger, daisy, please just know. Yes, it's the end of the war. No more lurgy lettuce, no marauding marigolds. A savage silence, fury flowers, a vacuum vegetables. Get at you wobbly weeds on your bike, son, off it off, you bloody go. Alright, son, off you blooming go. Together we'll get there, who knows? Who knows where we'll grow or how far? So go far your will, make your own little mark, reach out in the dark and you'll know. Together our race it will start. Expansion is real. Oh, can you feel? Yeah, everyone pulls. This bubble won't burst. But we have such a thirst for the stars. Go place on the ground, a new home to breathe in, to fill with the sounds of our people. Flying Type 9s hauling today. to grind. There's a galaxy, oh, a galaxy out there to find. And if we all work together, then who knows how far we can get if the goals grow together. There's nothing that we can't beat yet if we all pull together. Then anywhere is within reach if we all hold together. Just watch us and feel us and see us and fear us. We're a tidal wave. We're unstoppable like a miracle. Oh yeah, we want it all. Yeah, we need it all. Can you hear the call? If we all pull together, then anywhere is within reach if we all hold together. Oh, can you see? Humankind is free. Where will we be in the end? Da, 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 da. Reach for the stars. Yes, it's so beautiful. We can all feel the pull. Yes, at last we can finally make this place
Hello and welcome to Lave Radio.
Greetings and welcome to Lave Radio.
Greetings, Commanders.
Greetings, Commanders.
The show that talks about the universe of Elite
And the development of the computer game Elite 4, known as Elite Dangerous.
and the fantastic
Community that surrounds it.
Broadcast from the Orange Sidewinder and hosted by a vending machine technician.
A place of nonsense and innuendo for forum dads.
A self-contained podcast 2 hours long.
Transmitting to every corner of the galaxy.
It's even louder than me.
The hottest show this side of Dizzo.
The name of the place,
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Radio.
Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to episode 533 of Lave Radio, the show about the universe of Elite and the fantastic community that surrounds it. I'm your host, Commander Psychit, otherwise known as Claire, Staff Liaison Officer, and joining me in the Orange Sidewinder bar for this episode are our SRV Banksy, Commander Alec Turner.
Hello! I thought I'd try a new voice. Not sure it's working.
Interesting. I'm pretty sure Disney are going to be suing you for infringement at some point. We have our head of health and safety, Commander Ada Levice, otherwise known as Ben.
Yeah, my USB slot's a bit loose.
Easy. We have as you can tell, I'm not Colin. I don't have his dulcet tones, but we do. We hope to have him back next week. Take care, Colin. Hope everything is okay. Standing in for Colin, we have the wonderful, the other holder of the single brain cell, the Chris Mark IV.
Hello.
Why are we going really high pitched? What's happening? This is wild. That was Mrs. Doubtfire right there.
The Scottish accent helps.
It is, yeah. And doing all of our techie cool things, we have Epaphras. Cheers, pal.
He's here somewhere.
He's doing tech things. It's fine.
Hello, I found my buttons.
There he is. There he is. If you wish, you can join us live. We are hanging out in game and open. I believe, Chris, are you landing and parking at Lave currently?
I am parking at Lave and I am going to be in the bar.
Perfect. And Ben, you're at another station, which we will touch on in a little bit. Is that right?
That is correct, yes.
Brilliant. Okay. Excellent. If you can't get in game, you can also join the Twitch chat channel, which you can access through laveradio.com/live and clicking on live chat, or via twitch.tv/laveradio. We're also on YouTube. You can check us out there too. That's that bit done. Hi, folks. How are you all doing? Let's start with Alec. What have you been up to this week?
I've been fine. It's been a nice, chilled week. Nothing earth-shattering, but what did I do? Had an Indian takeaway on Friday night that was very nice. We've been binge-watching a really brilliant Argentinian TV series, actually, on Netflix called The Eternaught, which I can strongly recommend. It's like a kind of apocalyptic drama series. I'm not going to go into the nature of the apocalypse, but it's really, really good. It's really refreshing to It seems very. It starts out
to take over the Falklands, were they, or something?
No. It's much classier than that. much classier. And it's really good. It's a really good cast. It's a whole load of sort of strangers who are all thrown together in a kind of survival situation. There's a lot of what the fuck is going on moments where you just don't know what the hell is happening. It seems like it's going to be really low budget, but it's not. It's got like high budget special effects when it needs them, but it's not like special effects heavy. It's really good. Strongly recommend it. What else? I went and played a little bit of golf with my son on Saturday morning. Not proper golf, not big golf, but we take a couple of clubs, and there's a really nice kind of pitch and putt course that's sort of decent size. That was really nice on a Sunday morning. What else? I've just watched the trailer for season 2 of Fallout, the Fallout TV series. Yes, it's coming out. It was heavily delayed by all the fires in Los Angeles, but yes, it is coming out in December, and the trailer is brilliant. And then in game, did I say this last week? I can't remember. I did a day at the mining CG. It was all right. I earned about 85 million. So I suppose if I did it for a week, I could earn hundreds of millions, but I ain't doing it for a week. Mining's all right, but yeah, I'm not doing it day in, day out for 5 days. What I did do, which more on later, but Saturday night was the conclusion of the Elite Racers racing season. So we spent an evening at the Spire site and did some incredible racing. It was so much fun. Not a huge turnout, which well, everyone else missed out because it was bloody fantastic, and the bunch of us that were there had a hoot. I'll cover that more later. That's me week.
Amazing, wonderful. Ben.
Yeah, my week's been mostly real life gaming. I've been pushing on with Final Fantasy 15, following Colin going on about Final Fantasy for about the past 3 years. And he's right. He's right. There is a lot of driving in it. Oh, and I've also been doing things with paddling pools. Yeah.
Due to the weather.
Due to the weather.
Due to the weather. Holy crap.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm mildly caffeinated because due to the weather, I drink iced coffee. But when I'm drinking iced coffee, I'm like, okay, 2 shots of espresso, whole load of milk, whole load of ice. Oh, that's gone. I'll have another one.
They're really.
I'm out of coffee. I'll have another one.
The problem is they're really drinkable iced coffee.
Oh,
it's really.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you're bouncing off the ceiling. Yeah. You don't sip them like you do a hot drink. It's bad time. It's lethal, man.
So
Yeah.
I forgot to talk about the weather. So I had an amusing weather incident yesterday. So I'm coming home from work. Did anyone else get the massive thunderstorms yesterday? Anyway, I was walking home from work yesterday evening, and this massive thunderstorm. It had been just rumbling and rumbling. There was no actual rain, but there was just thunder rumbling all over the place. And I got about halfway to the station and sort of felt the first drop of rain on my shoulder. No umbrella on me, and thought, uh-oh, picked up the pace. And then it just went like apocalyptic.
Okay.
It was like somebody was just pouring water out of the sky. It was insane. So I ran for a tree. So then I'm sheltering under a tree in a massive
idea.
Yes, exactly. So I'm under a tree in a massive thunderstorm thinking this is a really bad idea. So I dashed across the road to like a doorway. You know, you have these sort of recessed doorways. Got soaked just in the brief dash across the road.
Yeah.
So then I'm in a doorway. The rain at this point kind of triples its efforts. So there's no way I'm leaving that doorway. And I realise I'm literally across the road from a really nice pub. And there's all these people standing outside the pub, which has a big awning, sort of drinking and smoking and generally waving at me. And I'm stuck in this stupid poxy doorway for about 15 minutes. It was
mistakes were made.
It was the worst 15 minutes of my life. Anyway, sorry, man.
Amazing.
Yeah, I was aware of the thunderstorm, but I was sensibly at home.
I think I have the thunderstorm. I have the thunderstorm forecast for today, and I haven't had it yet. It rained quite heavily. Kind of out of nowhere. And we were driving, and something looked like it lit up. Apparently, according to Chris, I was obviously, I had my head in my phone because, as a passenger, that is my God-given duty. But it didn't. I don't think it came to fruition. Anyway, Chris, how was your? How you doing, mate? How's it going?
Not bad, not bad. I'm doing all right, as a sign of the apocalypse, it is also warm in Scotland. To the point where we've got wildfire warnings in Scotland.
What?
So yes.
I'm reminded of that episode of the IT Crowd. A fire in Scotland.
At a water park. It's sea parks. We have got ridiculously warm weather where everyone keeps walking about going, well, it's going to end soon, isn't it? Nope, it hasn't. It's been weeks. I've been out and about. I have been able to wear actual goddamn shorts, and I've had to buy more sun cream because I've run out of the stuff that I bought back in 2012. So it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This global warming thing has to end. It stops now. But yeah, no, it's been very nice up here. So Saturday, I sort of went out. I went a nice walk along Portobello Prom. It was very sort of busy there, and then stopped at a nearby harbour festival that was taking place. So there was all sorts of like boat races and bits and pieces like that going on. And lots of community groups had built rafts that quickly fell apart in the harbour nearby.
That's part of the fun of it, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So it was lots of fun to watch all the chaos ensuing and maybe partake in a few beers at a local beer garden. So yeah, nice weekend. In game, I have not been doing a ton. I have finally decided that I am actually going to finish this tourist settlement that I started what feels like a year ago but isn't. And get that done because my plan now is to get all ready so that I can build a big port when the Panther Clipper arrives and put it through its paces.
Nice.
What have you been up to, Psychic?
Hey. So on Wednesday, it was my birthday, and I had a birthday, and it was fun. And I went and I met up with my sister, who coincidentally also had a birthday, because we both turn. Yeah, it's funny that when you're twins, when you both turn 40 on the same day, it feels like it would be a cool thing to go and just like hang out. And so we had a couple of drinks together, only
a couple.
And that's the last thing you remember, apparently.
No. It was fine. We had a couple of drinks because Katie was driving back down home in the evening. So that's why we only had a couple of drinks in a pub, not very far from me, but it's a pub that overlooks a river. It was very picturesque. It was lovely. Had a lovely day. What else have I been up to? I've been doing loads of stuff online. I'm taking part in not one but two, count them, different charity events that are happening this week, and I know there are other charity events that are available that are happening this weekend too. I'm taking part in a Marvel Rivals charity stream thing on Friday night, and on Saturday I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons with some folks on Roll for Good's channel. First one is for the British Red Cross, and the second one is for Game Therapy UK, two outstanding charities that I've supported. I've supported both historically through my time, so it's been really nice to connect with some new people and do some dice rolling. We had our session 0 over the weekend. It took a lot longer than I was expecting it to because a couple of people really like to chat. Like I like to chat, but all these people really like to chat. So we had kind of talks about like different production and things like that with D&D, which is really nice. I'm playing with Katie Chaos as well on Saturday. I don't know if I mentioned that. Katie Chaos is involved, and it's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be really fun. We're gonna roll dice and be kobolds. And I am fully sold on the fact that my kobold is a kobold who thinks that he's Batman, and that's the only thing that I have the information. That is my full travel itinerary is I am a kobold who one day picked up a mask and went, I'm Batman now, and that's it. I'm trying to figure out how it's going to settle into a fantasy setting, but we're doing it. It's fine. What else have I been up to?
Stars instead of batarangs,
Yeah. I've got to figure out how to flavor a dagger as a throwing star or something. It's cool. It's fine. It'll be great. I've got a I've done a little bit of creating stations and hauling. I'm making an ice asteroid base in one of my main places. Because I've got a normal asteroid base and now I want an ice one. So I'm making that. I've done all of the little bits, and 3 out of the 4 massive amounts of things that are left, I managed to get down to round numbers. It was really nice. I really enjoyed doing it. So they're all around numbers for me to go and fill at my heart's content, or when I feel like hopping on and playing Elite again, because there is a little French game that a little unknown, very, very, very flying under the radar French game that has completely and utterly taken my entire heart, which is Clair Obscure Expedition 33, which blends so many different oh my gosh, influencers. It's legitimately one of the best games I've ever played. This year is so stacked for Game of the Year contenders. I've also been playing a lot of Avowed as well, but I've stopped because I wanna get to the end of Expedition 33. I cannot stop thinking about it. I went to bed humming different songs from it last night, and I was like up for 2 hours just with the music going through my head. It's phenomenal. I don't want to spoil it. It's a JRPG, CRPG is at its core, but it's French. It plays a bit like Persona in some ways. It has it has reactions which are quick time events, which are a little tricky. But I'm playing it on story mode, and most of the people I know who have played it are playing it on story mode. It is going to win Game of the Year beyond a shadow of a doubt. I finished Act 2 today, and just sort of like stepped into Act 3. It's so good. The story is so good. It's breathtaking, and I've got so much I want to say about it. But this is an Elite Dangerous podcast, so I'm going to pivot and just say play it because it's fucking outstanding. So have I covered everyone? Yes, I have. Let's move on to the development news. What have the devs said this week? Wowza, they've said quite a bit actually. We had a patch for Elite, which had some like issue tracker fixes on it. A lot of like things that people were reporting from last week's show. So like disconnects and things like that. And they changed a couple of bits with like the minimum tech level in colonized systems was only a single tier 2 or 3 port. I'm sure that means something to someone, and I'm sure that was super important to somebody, and they've got that
reading
done.
the sub-bullets on that, I think it probably is quite important because it's about getting
I think so, yeah.
shipyards and outfitting in systems that didn't have shipyards and outfitting.
Yeah.
Which I think is quite a cool. I suppose it's one of the few things outside of what my system looks like. I would quite like to have a shipyard actually. So yeah.
Absolutely. And they did some images in the colonization market links help screens that apparently needed to be done. Okay. Anyone got any comments on that before I move on to our next bit of news?
No, not really. It was one of those, like you say, it was mostly sort of crashing issues.
Yeah,
they seem very, I get it. Frontier seem very hot on fixing crashing issues. I suppose because they get the crash reports apart from anything else, which probably help them diagnose it. But since my game really crashes, I always tend to skim patch notes that have crash reports. So they go, oh, these are all really boring.
Yeah. But Elite hit the fix it button, and good things were done.
Yeah. Yay! Yeah. Woohoo!
Yay.
Okay, woohoo, yay! Slightly less yay news. I say slightly less yay news. There was a post that our beloved Arthur put on LinkedIn announcing that he will be leaving Frontier in July. Reading out, after 5 years at Frontier and all the adventures that has brought, I've decided now is the time to seek a new challenge. In July, I will be looking to the horizon to see what that challenge might be. But until then, second star to the right and straight on till morning.
I got that reference.
Mm-hmm, me too.
Indeed.
Me too. One of the few. What a loss to Frontier, but also, holy shit, I can't wait to see what he does next.
Yeah. It's been an incredibly powerful lead, community lead. He's been one of the best for sure. I really feel, obviously, it's the developers that have changed the game and improved the game and brought us back from the brink of the Odyssey disaster to possibly, where the game is now, which is possibly the best state it's ever in. But I can't help thinking that there's a bit of a, maybe not a coincidence, but timing here that, Arthur clearly loves the game very much.
Yeah.
And I think he feels it is now in a safe place to leave, if you know what I mean. I'm sure in the middle of all the struggles, he would have thought, no, I want to stick this out. I want to see this turn around. But I feel maybe there's a sense that, I don't know what his motives are, but I like to think that he feels the game is in a safe place to leave it now.
I did see one person saying on one Discord somewhere suggesting that he was leaving before all of these new things that were coming in because he could see that it was a sinking ship, and I was like, what? Nah. Yeah, that was my opinion exactly.
But people that say that sort of thing can get to fuck, honestly.
Yeah, 100% agree.
How many years do you have to be proved wrong to keep spewing out that bullshit? Sorry, it really annoys me.
No, absolutely. I 100% agree. Thank you for going on your rant and not me. But I was just like, oh my fucking, okay, right. But so Arthur's leaving. Some interesting good news, which would be very, very, which we can share now because I've confirmed it with Arthur. He is going to be joining the Lave Radio. Why did I say it like that? He is going to be joining Lave Radio for one more show.
Radio. Yay!
He's joining Lave Radio for one more show before he buggers off because I've collared him. So he's going to come and join us on one show. You will know which show it is because the question of the week will be like, hey, anyone got anything that they want to ask Arthur? By the way, I'm going to be editing these. But yeah, that was that's our news. We've got Arthur coming and joining us. It is in June, so it's not imminent, but it is. I think early June. It's early June is when it is. I'm being cagey just in case anything changes. Cool.
Amazing. Can't wait.
Very excited about that.
Yes, Arthur's going to tell us where Raxler is.
Arthur is going to tell us where Raxler is. He's going to tell us everything that's coming in the next update. And this is a promise directly from me. He's going to tell us everything that's coming in the next update and the update after that at the end of the year. All of that information and every single ship that they've got penned for the next sort of 5 years. That's what he's going to tell us. So you do not want to miss that show.
Yeah. And you can take that to the bank, can't you?
100%, absolutely. I never lie. Cool, right. Paul Crowther posted today that they've added a server-side fix to resolve an issue involving missing Titan drive components on fleet carrier markets. This fix is now in place and no downtime/updates are required. There was also another little update. I think on Monday. Oh no, that was the one that we're talking. Jesus fucking Claire, you need to stop. But yeah, we had an update for that.
I'm Am I the only person that was a bit disappointed when it says we've done a server-side fix to resolve an issue involving missing Titan drive components, and I was just hoping the next word was going to be in the galaxy, and instead it was a fleet carrier market.
Yes,
So I was like,
yes,
oh.
Yeah, I
What do we
misread
use
this
those for?
originally. You can get those there's an unlock, a per item unlock at a tech broker for pre-engineered SCO frameshift
Oh, it is the
drive.
SEO. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, those nice SCO drives that we got given as part of the one of the CGs. You need Titan drive components, and trying to find them is frustrating. Is the word I'm going to use? The word of the day: frustrating.
So the
Frustrating.
actual bug they fixed, what's the deal? There are people that have loads on the fleet carriers that haven't been able to sell them to you.
Yes, I believe that's the case. So they weren't showing up in the market when you went to have a look for them.
Right.
I believe.
Okay.
So people that were sitting up on a mountain of them wanting to make profit couldn't.
Wow. Okay. Yikes. Also, Colin wanted to let us know. This is a wonderful fact from Colin. Here is an interesting thing. This time last year, according to Steam charts, peak player numbers were under 5,000. This year, we have double the number of peak Steam player users. It's the same for the average player count. So in the last year, with the new ships, power play, and colonization, I think it's safe to say that the Steam player base has doubled. I think, reading those statistics, even a statistician wouldn't disagree with you, Colin.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Stuff.
Yeah.
I know
Good
Steam
job
is
that
the whole
Arthur's leaving
story.
that sinking ship then.
Yeah. I know Steam isn't the whole story, but it's clearly indicative of good things.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I wonder what the numbers are between who like what the percentage player bases are on Steam, still just the Frontier sort of like install launcher and Epic. I'd be really interested to know what that is.
Yeah, I would.
I'd be interested in that.
Can you still get the Frontier launcher if you buy the game
Yeah,
today?
you can just go and download the launcher and run it like that. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool.
I think if you buy it direct from Frontier, I think you get the Frontier launcher. If you buy it via Epic and Steam and whatnot, then you'll get you'll get it via that launcher.
Cool.
I suspect more people buy via Epic and things like that, but
100%, but I don't know. Yeah, as I have to
wonder-
say, it doesn't go on sale in this store very often.
Do you think that's the kind of question we could ask Arth and he could actually tell us?
I think that's probably the
If we
question
gave
we might
him
be able to get
notice.
out of like out of a community manager at some point.
Yeah.
I think that might be more interesting. Okay, cool. Well, that's all the dev news. There was quite a bit there, wasn't there? Quite a bit of stuff going on.
Yeah, for quite a week.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Okay, so in that case, I will pass over to Alec for the community corner.
And now, to the community coroner.
It's a dead game, innit, mate?
So we have a slightly smaller than normal community news this week, but no less rich and diverse for it. It's going to be an emotional roller coaster, so strap in. So the first item I wanted to shout out was a forum post. So the forum post was entitled "A Request for Help" by, and I apologise from the bottom of my heart because I'm going to butcher this name, but I'm going to go with Durnach. So Commander Durnach posted a request for help. Basically, at about 9 a.m. on last Friday, 9th of May, they posted a really quite shocking story to say that after collapsing after basically a month of headaches, he'd been diagnosed with brain cancer and given a pretty hopeless prognosis, basically, not much beyond palliative care. Anyway, so he went on to say that his construction of an orbis station in colonization, something that he'd imagined he'd have all the time in the world to complete, now seemed likely to fail, and asked if the community could help. By 7 p.m. that evening, so doing my sum, 7:18, so it's about 9 hours later, the station had been completed. And on the suggestion of Commander Ironbody in that forum thread, has now been renamed to Macmillan's Hope. Is that where you
God, I
are
love
by any
that.
chance, Ben?
That is exactly where I am.
Beautiful. Yeah, so if anyone wants to go and pay a visit to Macmillan's Hope.
It's their birthday today as well. It's his 60th today.
Oh, brilliant! Well spotted. Yes, I saw that he was having a family meal. So yeah, I'll just read out a sort of thank you from Commander Duranach, which appeared on the forum. So he said, wow, folks, that is an amazing thing you did there. I thank you all. It's my 60th birthday on the 13th of May. Quite right, Ben. I'm going out for a meal with my family, and I will raise a glass and salute you all for this amazing thing that you've done. The Elite Dangerous community has proven itself yet again to be one of the best gaming communities I have ever known. I'm proud to call myself a commander, as should all of you. Truly impressed at the response and the speed at which this was achieved. I will visit the news station tomorrow and have a drink at the bar. I'm afraid I won't be playing much, if at all, after that because my body won't let me, but I'm grateful to each and every one of you for helping to make this happen. I salute you, Commanders 07. We will include the link to the forum thread so people can read the whole story. And all I can do is wish Commander Durnach love, peace, and as much happiness as he can get, which I guess is all we can all hope for.
Yeah, love and hugs for his family.
Yeah. On that note, I'm going to pass over briefly to Epaphras for the next bit of news, which is about the Operation Warbucks charity event, which starts this week.
Yeah, Operation Warbucks is a charity event that happens every year. This is the 5th year they've done it, and it's starting on Friday, 10 a.m. UK time. And this year there's they're supporting Starlight, I think Starlight Foundation or Starlight Charity. Can't remember the exact name, but it's Starlight.
Starlight Children's Foundation is what it's called, I think.
Yeah. And they're a charity that build like game stations that are on like portable carts that go into hospitals. So while kids are in there having operations or whatever whatever reason they're in there for, they can play a game while they're getting prodded with needles or whatnot, for blood tests and stuff. And all the stuff that they build is all designed to be in a hospital environment, so it's easy to wipe down, spills and stuff. Protected from that sort of thing.
Cool stuff. Do we know? I noticed. Could I mission you to grab us a link that we can get in the show notes? And I assume it's a whole bunch of our favourite streamers and.
Yeah, so it runs until Monday night, and there's 37 streamers involved. A lot of streamers,
yeah,
are in there.
Okay, cool.
I'll be streaming 10 a.m. on Saturday morning as part of it as well. They've got a good mix of streamers, big streamers, small streamers. It's it's quite
excellent.
A good show for the community. Can't remember what they raised
if anyone's
last
at a
year.
loose end, I guess.
Yeah, there's also
over the weekend.
blind auction, which has got sort of paintings from Beetlejude and other bits that people have put in that they've created as well, all to raise money for them. So yeah, and there's lots of giveaways from Frontier as well. They've been quite generous as well.
Amazing. Okay, good stuff. So yeah, tune in to your favourite Twitch streamers over the long weekend, I guess, from Friday through to Monday, and let's help raise some money for a fantastic cause. Good stuff. Right, onwards. I told you it was an emotional roller coaster. Item 3. Yes, well, I was scraping the bottom of the barrel here, because I didn't have many videos to shout out. So I thought, no, I suppose I'll have to feature something by the Burs. So, apologise for lowering the normal high standards we have, but there you go. Just joking. Love you, mate. So the Burs did a really interesting kind of special alongside their usual Witch Space news and stuff. They did a really interesting feature on the Panther Clipper footage. They're really good at this, taking the kind of footage that we all watch a few times and go, oh, that's pretty, and then move on. And they sort of study it with a fine-tooth comb and look at all the different panels and where the hard points might be and where the ship launch fighters might be. And they reach some really interesting conclusions. So it's worth a watch. And also a really interesting point, which I confess I hadn't noticed, which that the footage we've seen so far of the Panther Clipper, there's no ramp for a human being to get onto the ship.
Yeah, I've had this conversation before. Where do we get on? Is it just going to be like a suspension of disbelief? I hope it isn't. I really hope it isn't.
Could there be an elevator?
I wondered. I thought this would be quite unusual, but I quite like the idea. If the entrance ramp was in one of the 4 massive landing gear constructions, so rather than a central ramp, we had an asymmetric ramp that we walked up a set of steps in one of the landing gears.
You walk up inside the landing gear. I like that idea, Alec.
I mean, I know we don't actually walk up, and I know there's going to be a blue circle, but
I still like the idea.
I hope there isn't just a blue circle, because that's a bit immersion breaking.
Is that a random blue circle at the back of your ship or something?
Yeah. Literally the way you board the Panther Clipper is you teleport onto it.
Yeah, I mean,
you have to,
because T9 at the moment, isn't it? It's like at the back, you can see the door all the way up there, but you just get a little beam me up circle.
Oh shit! Do you?
Yeah, so you can see where the door is on Type 9 at the back end, but yeah, you just get a little beam me up circle.
Oh no.
Maybe
that's probably what it is then, yeah.
Oh, stab my emotion in the heart. Right, moving on.
Oh, you just pretend it's an elevator that comes out and picks you up.
The new ships, they have those, so don't let me talking about the T9 burst your bubble, because the new ships have been different. So I'm with you. I want it to be in the landing leg.
Yeah, absolutely.
God, even the aspects apparently doesn't have I never knew any of this. Right, anyway, let's plow on.
We're learning so many new things.
Aren't we just? This is a fun little one. I watched this today and I enjoyed it quite a lot. It's by Slamscape X and it's called Elite Dangerous Gutamaya Corsair Explorer. And it's basically just a video. So, the Corsair has been sort of billed as a bit of a multi-role ship. And this is a really nice detailed video about outfitting the Corsair for exploration. It's got some really good, sensible choices on exploration build, and it's really nicely done as well. Like just the kind of graphics, the way the all the different sort of modules open up. It's got sort of background video of the Corsair flying around, and it's really nice footage. But just the way the kind of graphics open up to show each of the modules and what he recommends, it's really nicely done. It's really slick. Yeah, and a good video, worth a watch. I'm actually quite tempted to do that actually and make the Corsair an explorer and go out with it because it's beautiful. It looks nice in screenshots, which is one of the important factors for an exploration ship. Right, next. Oh yes, another really nice exploration montage from Koanaman02 called Odyssey Exploration Montage, episode 17. The description just says, I flew to the galactic core to visit the Void Hearts. This video shows a few systems I encountered along the way. It's really nice graphics. It's beautiful stuff. I really must go to the Void Hearts. It's one of the few sort of tangible things left in the galaxy that's firmly on my to-do list. Quite a long way out, unfortunately. The other reason I was going to shout this video out, I guess it's quite a lot of work, but I really appreciate the fact that every single system is time-stamped. So if you see something beautiful in the video, You can find the
That's
timestamp and
nice.
find out where it is, and not many people do that. I appreciate it; it's a lot of effort, but I often watch videos, and there'll be one particular, heavily inclined orbit, pink ringed gas giant or something, and I think, oh, I'd love to know where that is. So every single system is timestamped, so good stuff.
How far away are the Void Hearts? How
Oh,
far
God knows,
away is the furthest one?
every time I think I'm going to do it, and then I look on the galaxy map, it's far enough that I always think, oh, maybe not.
Yeah, okay. So definitely not for me then. Got you. Cool.
Does anyone know? I'll put that in chat. Oh, I should keep an eye on chat. How far are the Void Hearts? I think they might be further than Sajay. Could be wrong.
No, then I'm out.
Right. Last up is 22,000. Sounds about right. Thanks, Papa Rap. They're on the right side of Sajay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a long way. Right, elite races. This is the last thing I was going to mention. So yeah, as I said at the beginning, so the elite racers have been doing this Titan Cup. Basically, it's one race every 3 weeks on a Saturday night. Each race has been named after one of the Titans. A couple of nights we did a double bill, so we could get through 8 Titans in 6 events. So the last one was 2 events at at the same Spire site. So first of all, an SRV race, which I think we're collectively calling them Thargodas now, the Thargoid pagodas things that are around the Spire sites. So there's an SRV race
We love
around.
a portmanteau, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Thargoda's so good.
Thargodas is really good. It's a solid one.
Yeah, it's one of the best. So an SRV race, a 2-lap SRV race around 5 of those. Really fun course, which I am currently turning into an ED Copilot time trial, of course. In fact, if anyone's got ED Copilot and is a alpha tester, then they can have a go right now. I'm right in the middle of just tweaking it, but it's a really fun one. That was won by, I've got the scores here somewhere. That was won by Shay Blackwood. Surprise.
Scylla in the room with us right now.
Duck in 2nd place, me in 3rd, Sulu 4th, Tobias von Brandt 5th, and Walter Wall in 6th. And then we all jumped into our small racing ships. So lots of Vipers, lots of Eagles, and raced around a brilliantly designed course. Props to Tobias von Brandt for coming up this course. But it basically flies through the gap at the very top of the spire, and then you have to go under some of those sort of roots that it turns out the little ships can fit under. And then you kind of do a horizontal loop around one spire and a vertical loop around another, and then a very complicated sort of loop around the 4 petals of the big one. But it's a really nice course to fly. And we just did loads and loads of heats because everyone was just having so much fun. It was fantastic. So the winner of that was MK Max. 2nd, Shay Blackwood. 3rd, Tobias von Brandt. These scores are mixed up because Shay's here twice for some reason. But MK Max winner, then Shay, then Tobias, me down there somewhere, Sulu, Drezek, OES, and Walter Wall. But really, really fun night racing. And a really good course, actually. I guess, what have I got in the show notes? I've got a link, I think, to the... I haven't. Maybe I'll do that. I'll tell you what I have got. I made a video of the ship course. So I've got a link to my video of the ship course. In the description of that video is a link to the forum thread, and you can see the course map. And if any small groups, you and a bunch of mates want to go out and do some ship racing, I really recommend this course. It's really good fun. Anyway, I'm just going to finish with a brief note from Tobias, sort of summing up the whole Titan Cup series. Tobias says, "Thank you to everyone who participated this season. I've said many times that this game is at its absolute best when you're flying with friends, and this group is the pinnacle of that. Seeing everyone gather and laughing and having fun as we flive is amazing and totally worth all the time of organising it. Thanks again, Tobias von Brandt." And thank you, Tobias. It was a huge amount of fun. And that is this week's Community Corner.
Excellent. So if you have a community event taking place soon and would like for us to shout about it across the airwaves, or you've got any videos that maybe reference something that we've talked about today, we'd love to include it as well, historically. So please either tweet us at Lave Radio. We're also on Blue Sky. We're also on many other versions of social media, or you can email info@laveradio.com or pop it in Discord or something, and we'll pick it up from there. Or Mr. Turner will find you.
I will find you. I know where you live.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't. We've done none of that here. That's forbidden stuff that we're not allowed to do. And that's against ULA. Anyway, moving on. In game events, what happened this week? Hey, there's a CG on.
Woohoo!
Has anyone done anything with the CG?
Well, yeah, I did my bit. I put my cape on for
Oh,
a day.
mining. It's the mining thing.
Yeah.
That's still
or
that's
is there
still
another
a thing.
one? Or is there another one?
Hang
Is there a
on,
bounty
no.
hunter?
Mining rivalry
It's-
sparks conflict. What's happening?
It's still the thing. So what happened is they added additional tiers, and also
Ew.
combat broke out in the system because it was heating up and stuff. So what they did is they extended it. Now I don't know if it's still it's still ongoing. So yeah, you can still go and take part. The CG is still based on mining platinum. However, there are now combat zones that have popped up around the system as well. If you get bored of mining and suddenly want to do pew pew pew, you can now do.
There's not a community goal for that though. It's just a normal.
There is not a community goal for that. It is just the platinum deliveries.
Okay, and as of recording, there is like 1 day, 10 hours left on this. By the looks of it, 1 day, 11 hours, something along those lines. You got a couple of days to get in if you want to get anything more done. It doesn't look like either side of them are going to complete, so.
And this is the one that you can't sign up to both, and only one of them is going to get their power play rewards, and it looks like it's going to be Winters?
Winters, 100%, absolutely.
By a mile, yeah, okay. I'm not pledged to either of them, so I don't really care.
Yeah, me either. I just went for the one who looks like it's going.
I heard there was much good profit to be had. I know the Buur Pit kind of covered it the other day, but apparently there's it's like 4 times multiplier on platinum at the moment.
Yeah,
or
you see,
something along those lines.
this is why I did it, because normally when these sort of CGs happen, I don't bother because I've got a race or something happening, as I did this time with the elite racers. And normally I don't bother, and then afterwards everyone says how many billions they've made, and I always think, oh shit, I should have done that. So this time I thought, no, I am going to go and fit myself out with a mining ship and give this a proper go. And like I say, I did. And okay, I only mined for a day, so 2 days. So it took me 1 gaming session to get my cutter properly outfitted for mining and get out to where I wanted to do it. And then a solid 2-hour session of mining, and I made 88 million. And I just thought, I could do this all week and make a couple of 100 million, but nah.
Well, according to the people in chat, it's now an 8 times multiplier. So
yeah, it was.
you
It
might
was
make
when I did it.
even more.
I was when I did it, but even 7 billion. Yeah, but how
Yeah,
many
Face
hours
Guy
has
saying that
Face
she's
Guy
made
been
7
mining
billion.
for?
Oh yeah, good question.
Maybe
Good
I wasn't doing
question.
it right. I was giving it a good go. I had 7 limpets on the go.
I went out and I just fucked about for a bit. It was my birthday. I took out my Type A, and I like doing core mining. It's the only ship that I like doing core mining in. And could I find a platinum core? Could I buggery? So I didn't. And I just sort of fart-arsed about until it was full, and then went back and sold it. I can't remember how much I made. However much it could hold, that's how much I made.
Right.
And then I did transport. But it was all right.
I think I got 200. So my cutter could hold 7. I think I got 200 tons of. I can't remember. I didn't do core mining. I did the other one, laser mining.
Yeah. Probably had I decided to do that, it would have taken me a lot less time. But I just there's something about flying the Type 8 through an asteroid belt. It genuinely feels like it's meant to be there. Do you know what I mean?
The Type 8 is a really good ship, actually. It's lovely.
Yeah, it just feels
really
at home
enjoy it.
in an asteroid belt.
Yeah,
It's
Wow,
cool.
7 billion. Sorry, I'm just reading Face Guy's post again. 7 billion.
Bonkers. Amazing. Great stuff. Hey, shall we move on to the power play rankings this week?
Go for it.
In 12, with 7 systems gained, a total of 486, is Torval. In 11, with 9 systems gained, is Winters, with a total of 543. In at 10, still Petraeus, with 8 system gained and 631 total systems. In number 9 is Delane with 7 systems gained, giving them a nice round total of 650. In number 8 is Kane, who has gained 11 systems, giving them a grand total of 686. In 7th is Antal with 745 systems, an additional 14 from last week.
Yes, go Antal.
In number 6, we have Archer, who has gained 6 systems for a total of 776. In number 5, Lee Long Rui, one day I'll pronounce that correctly, who has gained a stonking 21 systems, but hold your horses, folks, there's more to come, with a total of 897 systems. Yuri Grom is slacking. They've gained 1 system for a total of 1,046. In 3rd place, Arissa. I was waiting for the music and I got it wrong. Arissa, who has gained 20 systems, has 1,394 systems now. And new at 2, Mahon, who gained 10 systems and now has 1,487. But taking his place in the top spot, much to my chagrin, is Aisling Duval, who has gained 25 systems, now for a total of 1,491.
Wowzer, poor Colin. There's a swap at the top of the chart, and he didn't get to announce it.
That is twice now. That there has been a change, and Colin's not been here to do it. What a shocker! I don't know anything more than what is here.
No, I will say other metrics are available, and I believe Nicey has done a very cool score calculator, which gives more points for strongholds than fortified than exploited, and comes out with arguably better totals than the ones that Frontier use.
Oh, is it like a 3-2-1 sort of scoring system for the?
Yeah, I think it's even more complicated than that. But obviously, it takes more effort to get a stronghold than it does just exploit a system. So it takes all that into account.
It is interesting.
Yeah, but Frontier don't.
But Frontier don't.
Yeah, Frontier haven't.
We toe the Frontier line.
Yeah.
So you don't have to.
Oh no.
It's interesting that everyone's gained systems though. So as much as there's been that move at the top, it isn't because they've lost a ton of systems. It's like everyone's gaining this week.
Yeah, that's colonization for you.
100%, yeah. And I think we're at a point now where we're really seeing sort of like the results of that.
Yeah.
Like we're now at a point where things are moving, and bars have been filled enough, and those kind of things for the people who are still engaging in power play stuff. Are you guys doing any power play things? I know Ben isn't.
Not at the moment. I really want to get back to it because I really enjoyed it. In fact, there was a very funny. Well, there was a thread on the forum. What was it? Oh, I don't know. It was some sort of. It wasn't a rage thread, but it was like a. Where's all the content drought? And I did. I did post somewhat jokingly in there and say, "Thank God for the content drought, because I have so many things on my to-do list. I need a bit of a breather because I need to get back to power play, and I have a system that needs colonizing, and I got elite dangerous adventures that I want to do, and But yeah, so power play, no, but I want to get back to it because it was good. How about
Yeah.
I've not pledged to anyone yet. I've not done
Jesus
it.
Christ.
Not at all. I was gonna take part when it was all kicking off, and then I was like, do you know what? I think I would just be sabotage for whoever I vouched for. It would be like, oh no, our stats have gone through the floor. Who's this guy? So
the guy furiously kicking it into your own goal, going, "Is this right?
Is this what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to change the signs to support another power. Is that right? Outside the station?" It's like, oh, no, Chris, stop doing it.
As Kremen says in chat, I have that effect on our the faction that we support, BGS. As soon as I start doing anything in the faction's BGS, it goes down. So I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed to do that thing that I used to fucking adore anymore. But yes, we do have a new power play leader. This is, I'm pretty sure, I'm going to quote Colin directly. So any complaints need to go to Colin. At last, we have a new leader. Commanders prefer their hormones to their spreadsheets, and the blue-haired princess is officially number one. That doesn't come for you because I would have said something about that doesn't come from me because I would have said something about simp banners. But this is that specifically from Colin. So if you have any problems, go to Colin about that. I feel like I've covered that successfully. Shall we?
Good job.
Yeah, thanks. Shall we have a look at the store alert?
Store alert! In the bi-weekly newsletter, here come paint jobs for your art. In the bi-weekly newsletter, here come paint jobs for your
And we have a couple of things in the store alert. We have the Crate Mark II upgraded laser mining jumpstart. Is that the first? That is the first Crate Mark II we've had, right?
How do you mean the first Crate Mark II? The
first
first.
jumpstarty thing.
I'm a little bit concerned about it being called an upgraded laser mining jumpstart. As in, did we have a Crate Mark II laser mining jumpstart that Frontier sold before, and then now have subsequently made another one
called... replaced?
Yeah.
I don't know of one, but I'm not exactly watching it like a hawk.
One. I think there was an AX crate. Maybe it's just upgraded because of engineering rather than of anything else like that.
I do like the extraction ship kit on the crate. Does look really kind of cool.
It does look really dope. I like that.
I like the skin.
Yeah,
I think the skin looks really nice.
Yeah, the whole lot is. I quite like those skins that have the sort of ship name in big bold letters across them, and it looks it looks a bit sort of rally car. I know it's mining, but it looks a bit rally car. It's got like the big roll cages.
Oh, it's like the roll cages and stuff. Yeah. Like added protection.
Which is quite cool. I mean, I guess it doesn't work because if you ram an asteroid, it's still damaged. But I quite like the idea that the big roll cage on the front, in theory, would actually protect you from ramming asteroids, which can happen.
Absolutely,
so that
it can.
When you test the ship, Alec, and you roll it down a hill, it doesn't break the windscreen.
That's going on my to-do list. I have many ships to roll down hills.
Test the roll cages. Alex roll cage tests.
Yeah.
If only you were in a content drought, hey, Alec?
Use a docking computer on a cutter and try and land it halfway up the thing, halfway up a mountain, or on one of the new orbital posts, and it'll just hit any of the. It's like a moth; it hits the lights every time. And that needs a roll cage.
I think it kind of looks like someone's hit the mail slot on the way in, and they've just taken part
it
of
with
the mail
it.
slot with them.
Absolutely, that's brilliant. Yes, so this comes with it's an upgraded laser mining ship with a specialized upgraded laser mining loadout. I don't know what that means. Probably cool laser mining things on it, I would imagine. Engineered hardpoints, utility core, and optional internals. A class 5 FSD SCO with increased range, extraction ship kit, and salvage white paint job. There you go.
When did this come out? Any idea? This week?
It was earlier this week. I think it was around about the same time as they extended the mining CG, perchance.
Because here's my thinking. That they've done this a few times now, where they've released these jumpstart things and they're sort of in sync with something that's happening in the game, like a CG.
Yeah.
But it almost feels a bit late. Like they should have released this jumpstart like a week before at least.
Like, didn't they do some Titan bombing builds when it was just Kasiho left or something? When we just had the last one.
I'm sure they know what they're doing, and I expect their marketing skills are better than mine. But it just seems like you've got.
I can see.
What did we say? You've got 1.5 days left to do this mining CG, and we've only just announced it on Lave Radio. Now maybe we're a bit behind the curve, but even so,
It's been out for a few days, hasn't it?
We don't do a show every day. That would be insane.
I would counter what you've said and say it is kind of well timed, because everyone's now talking about how good the profit is. Everyone's had a couple of weeks to get warmed up, so we know it's popular. We know that people want to do it. If you're like me and you're an absolute lazy commander and you're like, oh, I don't have time to sit there and go and engineer a mining ship so I can take part.
Good point.
Well, there's an easy way to do it now using real cash.
Time is running out. You haven't got a mining ship. Oh hell, have some arcs and I'll go mining tomorrow.
Spend money.
Yeah, there's money, friends.
Good call.
And we also have a speaking about good marketing, questionable marketing, shall we say? We have a new range of asteroid-based starport cosmetics. Everybody cheer that these little tiny bits of metal can now be coloured for the same price as an entire Coriolis.
Oh my god!
And the internals also be coloured. Do we know that?
No, I don't know.
No, we were joking on last week's show, but just imagine the size of the templates on this. The biggest templates in the galaxy. That's what you're paying for.
It's, oh my god.
Masking tape to cover an entire asteroid.
It should be a bit like the Fourth Bridge, isn't it? There should just always be a guy with a paintbrush on the outside, just moving from one end to the other as the weeks go on, and then he's back at the start again the next time you come around.
Just like the start of Red Dwarf.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong at all. I think they look nice. I just think they're overpriced.
Yeah, that's exactly what Kreben's saying, and I completely agree.
Yeah.
You see what you're paying for, in a sense, is the price coincides with obviously the bigger thing. You know, you put like a day's effort into making an outpost, and you slap a 6,000 arcs paint job on it, and then you spend 3 weeks building a asteroid base. Are you therefore prepared to pay more to decorate it? I don't know.
No, I'm not, is the answer to that question, Alec. But then I've still not bought a station name, although I'm coming close. Man, what? Who does anybody else have an asteroid base?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I might do one, but no.
I know. Hey, Apathis, can you crawl out of your tech hole for me for a moment? That was the wrong word to say, but now canonically all tech is in a tech hole. Apathis, you've got an asteroid base, haven't you? Because there was a big rock in yours.
Yes, I have two. I've got a rocky underknife.
Have you bought one of these?
No.
Good.
You're going to buy one.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think the only person who could justify buying one would be Alec, using his
Using
just
my just
giving
about earnings.
amount. Yeah.
That's dried up, actually, that money hose.
That's
Is it
not fair,
me?
that is.
Is it me, or are there no... There don't seem to be any new just about rewards. There's a lot of rewards that are still open.
Yeah. I've got a
done them
couple
all.
that I can enter. I've got a couple like that I can still enter. And I took a screenshot the other day thinking, oh, I'll do that. And then something else came up and I went, oh, new shiny thing to do. But there's a few. They've got a few more clients than just about now. So I totally recommend. I got some money for just posting about a movie the other day. So recommend going and having a look and seeing what else they've got on there. You might find your new favourite game. Oh, that was a terrible bit of
I
advertisement.
don't understand doing non-elite dangerous stuff on just
Oh
about.
my god,
I don't
Alec!
understand.
There's so much. There's quite a lot of good stuff on there. It's worth checking out if you play any other games. Just see if there's something on there because you might be able to make money just from like a post on Twitter or something driving engagement. It's doing what it's doing. Okay.
Oh, I was going to say something. I just remembered. This is quite
Oh.
cool, actually. Yes. So people will know probably the Spanch website.
Yes.
Famous because of the neutron plotter, but it also has some really cool advanced search screens for searching on systems and stations with all sorts of criteria, all the criteria you could ever possibly want. So Spanch has actually just added a new thing, which is the ability to refine your searches on colonized systems. So it's quite interesting. So if you want, for example, to go and see ice asteroid bases that have been built by the players, then you can just do that search. You can just go, station search, type is asteroid base, and is colonized is yes, or player. I can't remember what the tag is, colonized by player or something. It did occur to me, although I'm not sure it's quite acceptable for Lave Radio to do this. It did occur to me we could do a new weekly feature, which is who the top 10 or top 3 player colonized systems by population.
Oh, I love it.
But I don't know that we can shout out player names that haven't sort of volunteered to be shouted out. I don't know.
We'll just do the colonization. We'll just do the system names.
The system names.
Yeah, we can do the system names.
Top 3
And then
colonized systems.
If that person is listening in, we'll add that somewhere.
Okay,
maybe we'll do it after like the power play rankings or something. We'll do like the top 3 colonized systems and add those.
Okay. Cool.
I like that. I like that very much. That's a cool idea. It relies on them being updated. We're not going to the system to check. We're just gonna do off the last reporting. But yeah, no, I like that a lot. That's very cool. Cool. Unless anyone else has got anything to add about this absolutely insane cash money grab that is. I mean, I haven't said my piece enough, and as you well know, we're not allowed to say anything negative about anything that Frontier do, but this insane cash money grab that they definitely shouldn't have done, and is actually insane. If anyone's got any other comments about that.
I, for one, welcome the massive cash money grab.
Excellent, great. In that case, we're going to take an ad break, and we will come back after the ad break with some more nonsense.
Is that talking about cash money grabs?
Yes.
Listen here, ladies. While your man is out and about bringing home the bacon, you need to make sure you look your best, which is why we present to you our Lady Shave. It's small enough to fit into your dainty lady hands and releases a perfumed scent as you cut away that ghastly body hair.
Listen here, ladies. Say no to substandard shaving. At Saracen, we believe a woman deserves a shave as good as a man's. Introducing the Panther Clipper. For women. Gone are the days of your unruly body hair making you look like a bedraggled alpaca. The Panther Clipper is the biggest, baddest shaver credits can buy. And now, it's available in pink. A shave so smooth you'll need a tighter Dominator suit. the new Panther Clipper Lady Shave from Saracen. It's exactly what you've been asking for. In pink.
Oi, how you doing, my brother? So you run some data and you left your little sidey and you're starting to think about maybe a ship that can punch a little bit harder. Well, the Killback, the one with the little flappy wings, is just what the doctor ordered. It is multi-crew enabled and is the smallest ship with a fighter bay, so you can point and they will do your bidding. Ha! It's got 3 utility mounts, 2 small and 2 medium hard points, plus a whole batch of compartments. So if you want a bit of fun, grab a Killback, my son.
Waiting for things to load. Waiting for things to load. Sitting in your chair, waiting for things to load. Waiting for the manifest to update. Playing old space games. Waiting for things to load. You just want to get out there and explore space. See the galaxy. Blaze your own trail. But you're in your chair, waiting for things to load.
Wait no longer, Commander! Automated cargo drones will load cargo into your ship in no time. Automated cargo drones, available now in most starports.
Which update did you do that one for, Chris? I know it was an update that was delayed.
It was ages ago, and it was the inevitably delayed deployment of the update. And I was like, what does everyone do while they're waiting for Elite Dangerous to deploy a patch? And it's like they look at old space games. I go off and I go, maybe I'll do a little bit of No Man's Sky today or something. And so I was like, I'll do a little silly tease for waiting for patches to come in.
Oh man, there are new ads coming. Chris and I were just talking about those, but we've not we're a couple of lazy commanders and we have not done them. And hey, I'm the person who's doing the show this week. So I thought we'd move the question of the week and our main discussion around. I know, throw caution to the wind and go absolutely bonkers.
What is this madness?
Everybody calm down, it's okay. So we had a question of the week. If you don't know, every Sunday when we have a show that is coming up on the Tuesday, I give you guys about 48 hours, or the community, our community, about 48 hours to answer a question that I put out to you, normally around at some point between 12 and 2 on a Sunday, which is about the same time that Chris does his radio show over on Black Diamond FM. Go and check it out. It's a lot of fun. This week's question of the week was we now have the opportunity to customize our stations if we spend varying levels of ARCs to do so. What other in-game customizations would you pay ARCs for? And I asked this on Twitter, I asked this on Blue Sky, and I asked this on Discord. I won't ask them anywhere else because I don't have the logins for any of the other ones. Not that I don't have the access to them, I just refuse. So our first response is from our good friend Commander Zulu Romeo, who says custom beacons so that we can leave our stories in game. Many of us have legendary stories that still haven't been told yet. I wonder where Zulu Romeo would like to have his own custom beacon. I wonder if anybody would know. Bless him.
Welcome to Sagittarius IE. This is mine.
If you open up the system map, you will see my name.
It's a good idea. I've always liked the idea of geotagging, but I think it's far too problematic for Frontier to do.
As Colin would say, the TTD would be rather...
Yeah, it requires an awful lot of moderation. But the good news is that you can do kind of something a bit like this in ED Copilot. It's still on my to-do list to experiment with, but...
Yeah.
You can do sort of communication beacons in No Man's Sky, And when you're doing an expedition, they become so annoying because they're everywhere. So that would be my fear, is the deployment of too many beacons all over
How
the
do you
place.
customize those in No Man's Sky? What can you do? Can you leave messages or just...
Yeah, you
Really?
basically you drop a message, and whenever someone walks close, the message will then pop up on screen as you kind of go past.
Oh god,
So you
yeah,
can,
that sounds
and
horrendous.
anyone
you
can
just-
drop them anywhere. You can just dump them. So it'd be the equivalent of opening the cargo hatch and ejecting it into space wherever you fancy.
Oh,
Would be the No Man's Sky equivalent of what?
Wow. Is it
People will
moderated?
ignore.
I don't believe it. Well, I think it's moderated in as much as ASCII gets around it.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. And I think there's a report. I think you can do a report feature somewhere on it as well. But yeah, it can get very, if once an expedition's well underway, it can get very frustrating when there's beacons all over the place.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This is you.
Oh, it's me. Trigon, I would like to be able to customize a room on fleet carriers, like living quarters, display bobbleheads, trophies, plants, heck, even bed sheets. It's the Ashling bed sheets, isn't it? It's the Ashling bed sheets, don't lie. Take my money, Frontier! So you'll be able to put your money under the pillow as well for the Tooth Fairy every time you get knocked unconscious on a planet. See, it's like there's just tons of opportunities in there. You could put little arcs underneath the pillow. It'd be lovely.
I suspect we're going to see this.
Arcs have got... Do arcs not have, like, pointy bit? Canonically, in my head, arcs look like arcs, so they've got very pointy bits, so if you put them under your pillow, you're in for a bad time.
They hurt in your pocket, and that's why you should spend. And... that's canonically what I've got in my head.
Accurate.
Yeah, this should be. I would argue this is one of the things that should be there already. Like people that have got billions and are on their fleet carriers lording it above us poor impoverished commanders have got tons of money to spend, so of course they'd adorn their living quarters and stuff.
It's insane that you can't, at the very least, put bobbleheads, which already exist in the game, on the table or something in your ready room. Or insane.
Because we have our own room. For those of you, for you peasants, just to let you know, I have my own room that I can go into, and it's like it is like your ready room and your planning room.
You've got like an office, don't you?
Yeah, when we first got fleet carriers, everyone and their mums put fucking pictures on social media of people sat around that table in front of the window and all of that nonsense stuff. We've got our own, our rooms, and the fact that I've got a desk and I cannot put a bobblehead on it with Uranus, I don't know what to say.
I mean, it seems like it's something you should do. I don't know. Would they make you pay again for the bobblehead? Would it be the same bobblehead from your ship, or would you have to pay more arcs for your bobblehead again?
Probably.
No.
No. Here's the deal: you'd be able to use the same bobblehead, but you would have to pay for the special desk mount that it goes on.
I'll allow that. I would allow that.
Yes, okay,
I would allow that as long
Alec.
as it wasn't stupid. As long as it wasn't the same cost of putting a color on the little bit of metal ring around your asteroid station. Not that I'm super sorry about that.
We're now at the point where the smaller it gets, the more expensive it is. It's the
absolutely clearly.
Following feedback from the community, it is now it's smaller it is, the more expensive it is. There you go.
Put your name in a grain of rice. 50 billion arcs.
Following feedback from the Frontier community, we've decided to just like invoke the rights of fuck it and charge whatever we want and see if anybody pays.
Okay.
Right, the Buur Pit. What does the Buur Pit want? What do they want? Who cares? When do they want it? No, sorry, I've gone off. Sorry. Fleet carrier interiors in general. Different uniforms for my crew. I had scarves, I imagine, and bald wigs. Sorry. Would love to be able to mix and match exterior layouts. Different colour limpet thrusters would be nice.
Customizable limpets. Okay.
Different colour
Yeah.
limpet thrusters. I mean, do
I like
limpets
it
have
as
little-
an idea.
It's quite cute, actually. I'd not thought of
Yeah.
that.
Right. Okay, so Doug Hatch is wanting a fleet carrier trophy cupboard. Oh yeah, I can see that. Display all of the rare goods you've ever managed to collect. Oh, and slippers. I'd never turned out a comfy pair of slippers.
You know what? The rare goods thing.
That's
I'd
got
love that
potential.
kind of.
Yeah.
I love
I'd
that.
love that
That's
kind of thing in.
amazing. I love
But
that.
then you're
There's an awful
creating, you're
lot of
creating a
them.
model for every single rare good as
There are
well.
hundreds, aren't there?
Not necessarily. I mean, you could just have like a cargo canister with Kitten brand coffee on it.
I'd be so pissed off with that. I want like if I'm going through the effort of like having a collection trophy cabinet, I'd want each
want
of them to
an
be like
actual
blender
collection
modeled
trophy,
and then like actually showing up. I think that's a very cool idea. I like that a lot.
They have
When
designed a
I,
logo for a lot of them because you do see them. Like I've got the rum advert in the corner of the Lave Station bar at the moment, so they have done some logos for them. I know it's not all of them, but they've done a few of the rares already.
Yeah. I when I originally got the Oculus CV1, it's sort of changed now with the Quest, but the original Oculus kind of home. So when you first put the headset on, you kind of went to this home environment. It was very fancy in many ways. It's fancier than what the Quest has. But you got trophies for everything. Like every single game had a collection of little trophies, and they were all fully like 3D modeled. There were just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of little knickknacks that you could put around your home. It was amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's got me really. God damn it! It's got me really excited.
Yeah, I really want that.
don't you?
I really want that.
It sounds really cool. Really, really cool. Okay, Julius says, one, I want the Panther Clipper, not really a customization, but I'm too hyped to care. What I would like are different UI styles, like, for example, a Guttamaia skin for the UI, including the ship elements, but also other parts like the map. I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah,
I don't know if
I
I'd
don't
want
see it
it.
happening.
I know it's not the same, but if Julius isn't aware, you can already do that with ED HUD mod. So you can color all the bits of your HUD. You can even color the lighting, customize the lighting, and you can tailor it to which ship you're in. So you could certainly create a customization that only appeared when you switched to your Guttamaia ships, I think. So I know it's not the same.
I wonder if they're talking also about changing the like going as far as like changing the font and stuff.
Yeah, or even the layout, maybe. Or...
Yeah.
I know what they mean. I've heard this. I haven't heard it for a while, but I used to hear it a lot. That you've got all these completely different ship manufacturers, and yet the HUD is identical. And obviously, it's a game, and that's quite a good thing in some ways. But what does
Maybe it's just like a galactic standard or something.
Ben? What does No Man's Sky do?
I've no idea what No Man's Sky does, but the other space game does. It's like a generic thing for everybody, and then certain manufacturers have their own custom one. And when I say custom, it's basically like changing the skin, like changing the text or something like that.
The HUD different?
I suppose. I mean, you've got panels, and basically you can say, okay, this panel goes here, this panel goes here, this panel goes here.
Okay.
But then you go off and say, okay, on this panel I want my radar, on this panel I want my communications, on this panel I want my target information. And you can put them wherever you can put your panels. But then the look of the panels changes depending on the manufacturer, kind of, sometimes, sort of.
Okay. Cool.
On a sort of similar theme, we've got Daedalus. Different hairstyles, HUD colors, ship paint schemes I can make myself, and radio stations. Radio in space, it'll never take off.
Oh no, I can't see that working.
That's craziness.
I can't see space radio ever taking off. But yeah, different hairstyles. HUD colors is a common one, but HUD colors I feel should just be an option.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think it should be a. I don't think that should
I
be.
don't think you should have to pay for it.
No,
Definitely
that
not.
seems like an accessibility setting rather than a.
Yeah,
I would
rather
say
than an
colorblind
arts payment.
setting. Right,
Colourblind mode, that'll
colorblind
be 10,000
settings for
arts.
sure. Don't you even fucking joke about it. God, like even like implementing in the game after years and years of me like not just me. I know a lot of people have said stuff about it, but after it feels like I am. That's the thing that I think that I am the biggest broken record about is like no colorblind mode settings in the game. Like if if I'm flying about and and I'm not a colorblind person, but I have friends who have red green colorblind and they cannot do CCs in space because what is red? I know it says enemy, but show me someone who says I read enemy every time instead of shooting. And I will show you a liar.
Sure Commander Van Theon is colorblind.
Yes, I believe he is.
And I'm sure, he's also been a bit of a broken record about it, but from what I understand, for technical reasons, it is not easy. Despite the fact that other people can hack the XML and the RGB.
The fact that ED had mod.
Yeah. I'll just quietly continue to grumble about that in the corner.
Yeah. Is it me?
No, it's
Alec.
Alec.
No, it's me.
Okay.
Sorry, it's me. Evo Flash says fleet carrier ID number. The registration plate it has. I'd like to make it meaningful. We all see them on each other's carriers, but they're just drivel. Is that
they're unique?
Is that the letters before the name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a series of 6 letters, I believe. Those are the actual identifiers, so they're unique.
Yeah.
So they can't change it as much as you might want to, because I imagine it's something journal files, something important information that is required, something to keep the game going. If you change it, everything explodes. Yikes.
Yeah.
Right. Taller Ghost is saying, I would like to see more options for stations. Color schemes for stations, interiors, concourses, settlements, maybe even an equivalent to ship kits with a collection of attachments for stations.
Yes, please. +1. Please. Like, I would like to change the color of everything inside my concourses, please. And yeah, I would like that. Thank you.
Actually, this is something I'd pay ARX for. If I could stop certain factions from putting up adverts in my station, that's something I'd play. I want an ad block for my station.
You want an ad blocker for your station?
Yes.
Wild. We found the fun police right here. Apathis is correct. I would also like to remove all of the blue from Glass Landing. Thank you kindly. Finn McRaven says, one thing I'd happily pay for is the ability to change the colour of the Mandalay's bronze cockpit. I'd also like Frontier to bring the range of basic paint jobs to the newer ships, such as the Squadron and the tactical ones. Very good point.
Daisy Bell. I recently had a dream where Frontier added a fursuit cosmetic option for spacesuits. Imagine dressing up as a werewolf or an alien moon.
Oh, God.
Considering all the surprisingly wealthy furries out there, Frontier might actually make a tidy profit with this option. I think the closest is the one that Kremen runs about in quite often, isn't it? And that was a Chinese New Year sort of thing. The cat one.
Yes, that one.
It's the year of the tiger.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. So frustrating that I didn't pick up that one. And every time I see him in it, I'm just like, there's a part of me that's just like, I wish I'd got it. I wish I'd grabbed that at the time. I can't think of any other, like, other than the snowman head and the pumpkin head.
I'm not quite sure I'd consider snowmen furries, though.
It's definitely not a furry one, but there isn't anything else that's more sort of like unconventional head looking. There is a skeleton sort of plastered on it, isn't there?
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't mind. Like, let me live Khajiit in real life, please.
I thought they were going to get more sort of for every Chinese New Year. I thought they were going to sort of drop another one.
I was
each
expecting
time,
that, yeah.
Yeah, that
Weird.
mask
Wasn't
is so
to be.
brilliant. Ghost Giraffe wears that a lot as well. It's so cool. It's me again. Silas Resi says, oh, nice. Landing lights with patterns. Imagine beaming out the bad signal as you approach pad 7. Or perhaps the option to have a 2-ship escort in formation to fly you in and out of the station. Kind of like a local bodyguard detail for each superpower.
Oh, that's I'm like that's the I'm a super simp brigade that you get, isn't it? Right?
I could see that as almost like not an ARCs thing, but like a power play kind of thing.
Yeah, when you rank up high enough in the power play, people come out and meet you and then come get you.
Escorted in. I quite like the landing light patterns as well. I'm trying to imagine variations, but there's some cool there's some cool patterns on the colonization platforms where there's sort of lights kind of there's arrows, aren't there, that kind of move along the
Yes.
The stuff they can do.
The orbital platforms with the lights that make it look like all of your cargo's being shifted to the center point.
Yeah.
Rather than you're just landing on chip cards for your phone.
I know, like,
I forget
sort of daft example, but my the new keyboard that I got myself has got a bunch of RGB options, and there's only like I can't remember, like half a dozen effects, but like the wave and it's the same sort of things you get with your RGB and your graphics cards. You can have it pulsing, and you can have it cycling through colors, and you can have a kind of wave animation. Just a few of those would be really cool on landing lights, especially on fleet carriers. Be amazing.
Full RGB on it.
Well, especially since we know they can technically do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna interject quickly with my car. My car has lights on the inside, and I can pay real world money in order to unlock color options inside my actual real life car.
Really?
And yes. And it's not a fancy car. I'm going to put it out there. But
it is.
I can pay.
You'll get Chris 5 coming after you like he does with Alec.
It's like the car goes, yeah, I'm capable of doing that. Would you like to pay me money? And I go, no, I wouldn't. I've bought you. I own you. Change color of the lights.
Please tell me there are hacks available to just do it yourself.
There must be. Going to some dodgy backstreet garage and get your RGB unlocked.
It's something that can only drive in reverse. Yeah.
I feel like one of our old cars. No, I think that's just a thing that you can do. One of our old cars had a service that it was free for a year and then you had to pay for it afterwards. I can't remember what it was. I didn't pay enough attention.
Something like that.
No, it wasn't heated seats. It wasn't fucking stupid like that. But there was something. Chris will probably enlighten me and say, actually, no, Claire, you're an idiot. It was nothing. But and I dreamt it like an absolute tool. But I'm sure there was something that we had for the first year and then we didn't have going forward. It wasn't heated seats.
Didn't BMW or somebody like that do that?
So, yeah, I think.
Yeah, BMW, you had to pay a subscription fee to have
a fee to activate your heated seats.
Have your heated seats come on.
That's wild. My gosh.
Does anybody know if that was maintained, or were they like, you know what, this is actually taking the piss, we'll not do it?
I don't know. I didn't follow up on it.
Anybody wants to admit being a BMW driver? Right. Shall I move on?
It is not a BMW.
I bet you it is.
State Typhoon saying they want cockpits, the chair, the joysticks, the interior lighting, and the HUD elements.
Mm-hmm.
All RGB,
I won't mind
all
changing
the
the
time.
chair. I'd say I wouldn't mind changing the chair, but you don't see the chair very often, do you?
No.
But then you don't see your outfit very often apart from your hands and your feet.
Do you remember
Speaking about chairs, and as a non-streamer, as somebody who's sitting in the damn chair, I did pay extra to get the Batman chair. Even though I'm sitting on it and I can never see the Batman logo, I did pay extra
when you walk towards your chair, you see the Batman logo on your chair, right?
Ironically, no, I don't, because my Elite Dangerous jacket's over the back.
Well, that is on you, my guy. That's
didn't, then I
entirely
wouldn't.
on you. You've covered... Brilliant, Ben, thank you.
But if he didn't cover it up, everyone would figure out his secret identity.
That's how they'd find out I'm Batman, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
This has been a really Batman-heavy show. I'm here for it.
If you can't be Batman...
Oh my gosh. Nicey says, fleet carrier interiors. Give cockpit lights everywhere and make the chairs bright pink. I'm here for it, Nicey. Sold, gone. That and the option to have the station ATC voices that starports use. Also, yes, please. Let me choose Delacy on every single place I own.
Oh.
That's brilliant.
I want that northern bird. Delacy.
It's you kind of want the voice pack option of going off and having a load of different celebrity ATC voices, don't you?
Or like the little sort of like internal voices as well, like the you know when you land on a station, for example, if you go to Commander Plater's station, he doesn't, it's not his voice that is the ATC, but you can hear his voice in the ambient sound when you're on the station.
Okay.
I'd like to be able to control that as well, please.
It's
I feel like that would be fun.
You want to pick the wing outside as well, the who's on patrol outside and coming in and out. Okay.
Absolutely, I do. I want to be able to customize everything. I don't give a shit about the name. I want it to look nice.
Am I right that there are some options for the fleet carrier voices for the landing?
They're all for the fleet carrier
Three
voices.
or four. Each fleet carrier comes with, there's like a robot one that's more like the engineer's sort of robotic one, and
Yeah, there's Kumi. There's someone that's got. I said it's Kumi. It's not. She's got like a bit of a French accent to it.
Okay. So more.
There's
we've already
a
got a
couple.
But more.
Yeah, and I think for not just for fleet carriers, I'm saying like for colonized stations. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
and I think that's what Nicey means as well. Like, we get to build our stations now. You've given us customization for all, like the colors, be they limited, hoping that that expands in the future. But also, hey, what about an alternative like the rest of the stuff? Why can we please Frontier? Thanks. Cheers.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
Kruger5 has been in touch. Fleet carrier voice packs where they talk to you as if they know you are the owner of the carrier. Same for the in-system ports where you're the architect. Even for on-foot people. I'm tired of that bartender giving me grief. It's a good point. Well made. I'm the architect and I deserve some goddamn respect.
Don't you know who I am?
Yes.
Wow.
Red carpet every time I dock. Thank you.
I wouldn't mind if I could pay. I would pay ARCs to have. This might be contentious. I would pay ARCs to have my fleet. You guys don't know. You're not fleet carrier owners, but fleet carrier. Your fleet carrier ATC. Well, you peasants won't know that your fleet carrier ATC, or actually, if you've landed at fleet carriers before, you would know. Occasionally they go, 07 Commander, and it drives me up the wall. Because I feel like that's such like an out game or a text thing.
I don't know that I have an issue with it, but I get where you're coming from.
We say 07, they don't say it in universe.
Yeah, we say 07,
Yeah.
we say it in universe, and like we sort of like text it to each other as well, like direct messaging in universe, but saying it out loud as welcoming a member of the Pilots Federation saying, "07, Commander, I don't like it."
No, I think
I
I've
can get
accidentally
behind
left
that.
text to speech on.
I think it draws my immersion, and I didn't give a shit about immersion like 99% of the time, but just this one thing, if I could pay ARCs to just have that voice line removed, I'd be more than happy to do that. But for every time I went to a fleet carrier.
That's really
Thanks.
interesting. Buxton says it would be good to be able to change the name of the bar in a station you own. Does the bar have a name?
I think so.
No,
Isn't it like
no,
Lake
but it would be
Station
cool
Bar?
to have. It would be cool to have like a little bar logo thing on the outside,
Yeah,
though.
a little name.
I like that idea. You know, you could have the dog and duck or whatever outside your. Yeah, there's a space right there for it. You could put that. You could put something on there.
Chris reporting
Yes.
directly from the bar, knowing where
Reporting
the
directly
spaces
from
are.
outside the bar.
Yeah.
Put a name there.
Ben?
Commander Schnails is saying, what to spend it on? To be honest, everything I'd have come up with has already been covered. Plus the stuff we had recently, renaming colonization stuff, etc., is just genius. So I'm going to cheat slightly and say, I just like a different way of buying arcs. Oh god. Some other games have a subscription model that give better in-DLC currency per pound for a commitment. I'd actually like that. It's worked like a savings pot for me, or has in other games in the past. Yeah, you know what? I have a subscription for another space game, and if I could give Elite a couple of quid a month, that would give me a stipend, essentially. I'd do that.
I don't know that I would.
I wish we could gift arcs for sure.
That would be nice as
wish we
well.
could gift arcs. I'd love to be able to gift arcs as like charity giveaways and stuff. Being able
Yeah.
to gift arcs would be
Prices for races.
Yeah.
You know, just,
Problem is that arcs are essentially curry, if only currency, and there has to be some kind of weird legal issues around that.
Yeah.
All right, let me gift a ship skin or something. One of the first I got the pumpkin lights on my dash were bought for me probably like one of my first weeks of streaming Elite was in October and the pumpkin lights were out, and M Curtains bought them for
and you
me.
used to be able to do it, didn't you?
And it was you just were able to buy.
Yeah.
I don't know, and Apathis brings up a really good point that there is nothing stopping you from buying arcs every month, almost like a subscription in a subscription model.
No, of course.
So if you wanted to do that, you could do that. Cheb's Will says, what can I add? Dancers for the station and carrier bars, a selection of intoxicating drinks for the bars that you won't be able to drink, a notice board in station/carrier where I can post pics and messages for arcs, a ship's cat, or any other pet for my carrier that wanders around causing mischief. I'd love a ship's cat.
That I have to put the ship's cat for the HCS voice packs is one of the it just randomly meows, and frankly that's all I want.
That's cute. I didn't know.
I don't care about having a lot of the other stuff in the HCS, but just this occasional meow in ads.
Yeah, I like that. It would have to be very well animated, I think, to work. I don't want an uncanny valley ship's cat that's just a bit
I think
weird
it was a
and
real.
creepy.
I think I'm 90% certain. I know one of them. Most of them it's like a real cat or a real parrot or something like that. But then one of them it's like a voice actor going squawk or a voice actor going meow.
And they got Alan Tudyk in to do an animal sound.
I can't remember. They had. Yeah, I think one of them they did have somebody in to do
Probably.
something.
If only Frontier could get together with a games company that did like a whole zoo load of animals.
If only.
If
If
only.
only, Alec. If
Then-
only that could be sort of like fed
could
into the
probably
older version of the
do that.
Cobra engine. Here's
Behold,
Kofi.
behold my fleet carrier T-Rex. And
My God. Anytime I play Planet Coaster, Katie's like, have they put dinosaurs in this yet?
Can you imagine opening the door to the ready room and there's a T-Rex in there? That'd be amazing.
Holy shit. I will take it at this point. I will genuinely take a T-Rex bobblehead. Or you know what? Any
I want a
dinosaur.
bobblehead,
Do a whole
frankly.
fucking range of dinosaurs. You've got they're going to have a new Jurassic game coming out. Just do a crossover.
Yeah.
Give it a little bit of like it's your own stuff.
They've got some
Planet
already.
Zoo.
Haven't they got like Captain Beef or somebody that I don't give a
Yeah,
crap
from
about?
one of their
Chief
old
Beef.
games.
Yeah. I would love Chief Beef or the
Queen Splash.
Queen Splash or
There's
King
loads of them.
Coaster in there
There's loads of
as a bobblehead I could have on. I would love that.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
Sure,
Yeah.
maybe motion
Those
breaking,
do
but so
exist.
what?
That's what I'm saying. Those do exist. There are some.
You had there was ones for the Lost Twins. I've not seen
Yeah, those-
for.
They don't have anything for Planet Zoo or
No.
Planet Coaster. They don't have
God,
that.
could you imagine like a panda
they have the
bobblehead or something.
Yeah, they have their really, really old ones. But like any sort of, I'm like some of they've got like little decorations that they have in Planet Zoo that I'm sure are just Blender assets, and they could probably just like, because they said at the Buur Pit thing that they did stuff for Elite at the Buur Pit thing. At PitCon, they said they did like some of the greebles and stuff, and all of that shit was done in Blender. Why can't they do bobblehead things in Blender as well? I don't know.
Be nice, wouldn't it?
I think we're skirting around how hard can it be, aren't we?
It can't be that difficult, right? Hey, fam. Anything that you want, anything that you would pay Ox for that doesn't exist already?
I've already said it, and it's been mentioned here as well to an extent. But I want my bed sheets. Damn it! I want my bedroom in my ship. I don't care about the rest of the ship really. I just want to visit my bedroom.
I would like furry dice for my SRV.
Oh yeah.
I would like a.
Do you want an Alec and Donna sunshade as well?
That's funny. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, a chrome exhaust extension, Richard Grant flexi boot spoiler, or chrome.
Are you gonna have a little stick figure, commander family that you can put on the back of the ship, on the back of the SRV? Sorry.
Bumper stickers.
Bumper stickers.
Yeah,
that's what the simp banners are. The equivalent of a simp banner, but like, okay, those simp banners, but make them cool.
They're never cool.
There's not a way to do it. My other ship's a Panther Clipper or something like that. Oh man.
I want to, if and when I get my fleet carrier, I will obviously want to customize my vending machines.
Yes, those vending machines.
Yeah,
it's so important.
Very important. Notice the vending machines. Behold the vending machines.
I would like. I think if I'm being serious, I'd like customization in the fleet carrier for sure, and more customization on space stations that you've made, specifically the ATC.
Yeah, I think the fleet carrier one is just, it's sitting there and it just seems so obvious, and it's got space in that little commander's room that you could put stuff. It's like it's almost been made for it, and then they've never done it.
Yeah, it does.
That would never have happened.
Really, bizarre.
Yeah, so like choosing the furniture and the decor in there and making that a customizable space, but I don't know how tied in it is to the main sort of fleet carrier asset when it loads in. Because it must load in at the same time as everything else. It's not sort of its own room, is it? It's kind of part of the rest of the infrastructure.
If I stick bobbleheads on my ship on the dashboard, can another player see in through my window and see them. Like
I'd love them to be able to.
Don't actually know whether they're a shared asset.
You get a lower res, don't you? You don't really get.
Okay.
You kind of get the commander seat.
Okay, I'm getting some very definite no's in
Yeah. So I don't think it would load. I think the only way you'd be able to make like a customizable commander quarters on a fleet carrier would be having it as another option off the elevator. So you would have the option to go down to your ship, you'd have the option to go to the concourse, and then you would need an option to go up and load the sort of commander room in order to be able to make it like a separate asset that you would then be able to customize without breaking the rest of the thing.
Yeah,
it might be too many variables to load in order for it to have stuff in that wee room. I don't know. I'm maybe absolutely making that up, and someone would go, no, we'd load it in a different way. But that's why I've got in my head that it might be a bit.
I feel like there must be a technical issue with customizing the ready room or something, because surely they would have done it by now if it wasn't difficult.
I'm not saying that Frontier's got a tendency to do half things, though, haven't they?
Do we have? You might have answered this question because I was panicking, realizing that I'd not included two answers, and I'll read those in a second. You may have already answered this. If you are multi-crewing with somebody in you're in their ship and you look over to their side of the ship, can you see all of the bobbleheads and stuff there? You can, can't you?
Don't know.
Oh, I think so. Have we not seen video of
You must be able to.
I want to say you can, but I don't want to bet on it.
I've not tested that.
Time to science, something to science. So I'm just gonna quickly say who the two questions I missed. I'm so sorry, my loves. Commander the Stig's cousin says skins for limpets would be fun. They could be hologram projections that make them look like birds or ghosts for Halloween. Also, custom boosted engine noises that make your ship sound like other iconic sci-fi craft is very cool.
Oh my god, hologram projections that make the limpets look like birds or ghosts. I love that.
I love that so much. I think that's very cool. And then the Chris Mark 5 says, so things for ARCs, more station interior colours, more ATC voices, uniforms for station personnel, maybe something like military science, tourism, different landing pads colours, maybe tied to station interior colours. I really like that as well. I really like the idea of putting all of my building an anarchy set, like a full anarchy settlement, and then making them all red shirts. So well, I mean, he was in a red shirt. What can I do? I'm only following the procedure, right? That's how that works.
Sounds legit to me.
For sure. Does anyone have anything else that they would like to add?
Do you want my silly stuff that I've written down?
Absolutely, I do.
Absolutely. Now that the serious people have done serious things, you know how you can go to those really posh stations and they've got like fountains and all that kind of nonsense as you go in, and it all looks all fancy. I think it's like the tourist ones and the high tech ones. They've got the really nice, and they've got the fountains and the statues. Well, I would like to pay ARCs to have a statue in my honor as you fly into the station, please. Thank you very much. It's part of my red carpet demands that I want to happen there.
And again, how hard could that be? They've already got your Hollow Me.
Yeah, and I think it should also possibly allow me to put it into the concourse.
Please. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah,
in front of the
steps,
steps,
concourse as well, because like more people will see it in there, and then I'll be able to.
You want it on the top of the front of your fleet carrier, oversized, just a massive hollow of your commander as you're landing on your fleet carrier.
Where the steps cross, where those steps like converge, a big statue of you in the center there. Is that what you want?
Oh, I like that idea. It's up there with the bar, naming the bar. I like those ideas. It's customization, isn't it? It works.
Yeah.
Now I am answering the question that we had earlier on. I'm currently in a ship with Siberius, who I have been told does have bobbleheads, and I can see no bobbleheads.
Oh God! It must be. It must be an engine limitation then.
Yeah.
It must be an engine
none,
limitation.
None bobbleheads.
Boo.
Oh, that's so fascinating. Interesting. Okay. Well, in that case, I will move on to see if anybody's got any other business.
My son's 18th, I suppose. I mean, is that other business? Anyone else
Congratulations, Ben,
care
you're
about
old.
Yeah.
I will remind that I will tail end the show with a reminder of all of the cool charity stuff that is going on this weekend. There is the Operation Warbucks for Starlight Children's Foundation that is happening from Friday through to Saturday. No, sorry, through to Monday. On Friday night, I'm teaming up with 12 other creators and playing some Marvel Rivals. I'm probably doing really badly because there are some like change the way you play incentives on there. And there is on Saturday in the afternoon, 3:30 p.m. at twitch.tv/roll4good. Myself and Katie Chaos will be streaming over on that channel. Being Kobolds, I'm Batman. Being Kobolds, raising money for Game Therapy UK. So if you are fiscally able and you want to check out any of those folks, share the word first and foremost if you're not fiscally able, but if you are able to help out, please consider doing so for any of those wonderful charities that will be available over the weekend. So I guess we'll move on to our shout outs. Our sister station, Hutton Orbital Radio, broadcasts on Thursdays from 8:30 p.m. You can tune in at twitch.tv/Hutton Orbital Truckers, or for just the audio at radio.forthemug.com. For the discerning commander who likes a bit of CQC action, check out the CQC Discord at discord.me/Elite Dangerous CQC. We're also giving shout outs to the following Elite Dangerous podcasts which have appeared over the last year, or are standard regular last year. They've been around for ages. Why are we still saying that? That's wild. The Guard Frequency, who do other space games, and the lovely folks over at Loose Screws. Also, and I'm hoping someone will come in clutch for me.
Do you speak French, Claire?
I let the funky music do the talking. But if you do speak French, you can listen to the folks over at elitedangerous.com. Yeah, that's the website. They have the website where they do the things. Following this, do we have the latest Skelnet News Digest as provided by Commander Witherspoon and Beetlejude? Apathis, do we have some stuff?
We do.
Excellent. I love it when a plan comes together. Thank you so much to those who have chipped in on Twitch chat and our in-game commanders. Who have you seen, Chris?
We have had Rocky Star, Frozen Satsuma, and thank you to Siberius for inviting me on board the mighty gladiator to behold his bobbleheads.
Or not, as the case may be.
Or not, as the case may be. The invisible bobbleheads.
Oh, every day's a school day. We've learnt stuff. Special thanks to Commander Takoso, Jay Antrax, and Alan Stroud, who created the music used on the show. And that's it for another episode of Lave Radio. If you'd like to get in touch with the show, then you can find contact links in the home/contact us menu of the laveradio.com website. Do let us know if you have any questions or if there's anything you'd like us to discuss in a future episode. Lave Radio is recorded live on a Tuesday evening at 8:30 p.m. and streamed out at laveradio.com/live. Thanks to Ben.
Good night.
Thanks to Alec.
Thanks, Claire. Night all.
Thank you to Chris.
Good evening.
What? I don't know. Sometimes you guys do my head in. And special thanks to today's tech specialist, Apathis.
You're welcome.
Yay! Until next time, commanders, fly safe. I'm Batman, but if you can't fly safe, fly dangerous.
Is your life like this? Sounds like someone having an orange inserted. safe word.
Space can be loaded.
I'm gonna see the galaxy.
Ah, damn it. No worries, guys. Hold the fort for 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Galnet News Update, 13th of May, 3311. Commanders with a fleet carrier may once again buy and sell Titan drive components after a 4-month ban expired earlier today. Since the end of the Second Thargoid War in December last year, it's been illegal to trade in Titan drive components. They were removed from fleet carrier commodity trading screens along with a load of other Thargoid salvage that nobody wants. Now the Thargoids are no more than a memory, and the wreckage of their 8 Titan motherships have become no more than tourist attractions and memorials for those lost during the war. But of course we do still need Titan drive components. The only pre-engineered Supercruise overcharged frameshift drives, the very best available drives for super fast Supercruise and the longest possible jump range, can be bought from human technology brokers, but only if you pay them with an interesting selection of materials including the once plentiful but now extremely rare Titan drive components. The Pilots Federation has confirmed that the salvage section of the fleet carrier's market screen once again permits the purchase and sale of those drive components, which form an essential component of all pre-engineered SCO-enabled FSDs. You can of course still collect your own from any of the Titan wrecks. Just take a Collector Limpet controller, a pile of limpets, a corrosion-resistant cargo rack, and a good book to read while you wait. Plus an infinite amount of faith that impossible things do sometimes happen, and a very, very high boredom threshold. Meanwhile, the credit fountain that is the mining initiative in LP 855-34 is entering its final few days. It's particularly useful for President Winter's power agents who stand to earn 40,000 merits, but everyone can earn insane amounts of credits if they sign up and hand in mined platinum to either one of the 2 initiatives. Well over 10,000 commanders are taking part.